Baker. Yes, perfect. Great. Let's go. So, so I already get some questions in. I have to see how I can get everything on my screen so I can roll back in the chat, because that is a little bit difficult. Give me a second. Pop out chat. Here we go. Yeah, this is much better. Okay. So great that you guys are all here. I'm really excited about it. I have a lot of stuff sitting next to me that some suppliers sent me, and actually I'm getting a little bit flooded with flooded, not floated, floated. How is it floated? Okay, I get a little bit flooded with all kinds of devices lately, and well, you might know that I'm not really creating videos about devices. Sometimes I do that because I think if a device is interesting, then I want to show it to you. But yeah, I mean, most people know me of my tutorials about Home Assistant. I'm definitely going to keep on doing that, so don't worry that I'm going to switch to a whole different thing. But sometimes it's nice to do something for a product. Most of the times I don't get paid for it, by the way, so the reviews are very honest. So YouTube. Okay. I fixed it. Yeah, I'm going a little bit back in the chat to see for the first question that I have here, and then let's first go for the first question of Stefan. Hi, I followed your guide on install professional home alarm. It works perfectly at 99%. Okay, that's almost perfect. I used IKEA LED lights, but after the alarm is triggered and deactivated, all the lights glow with a pink light. Yeah, that's true, because that's the way how the automation works. Because actually in that automation, and I can show you where that is if you want. Let me see. Switch to this screen. So if I go to that specific automation, I have it here somewhere because I use that too. That is the, maybe I should, let's see, make it a little bit bigger so you guys can read it better. I hope this is okay. So when you go to the flashlights when the alarm is triggered automation, that is this one. Then you will see, I think it's this one. I have to double check, one moment. Light turn on. Oh, I have this. No, sorry. Alarm is disarmed. Yeah. So if alarm is disarmed, then you're disarming the alarm, Stefan. And what then happens is that it's saying lights turn on, alarm lights, and then it gives it the color sienna. So basically what happens then, and that was just a choice of me at that moment, is that if you disarm the alarm, you don't want to be in the dark, but you also don't want to be in those red lights. So that's why I said, give the color name sienna, and sienna is that pinkish color that you see in your LED lights. So if you change that over here to a different light color, or maybe say, okay, I'm fine with going into the dark after I disabled my alarm, then you can just go in this action, don't do call service lights turn on. So based on alarm is disarmed. So if the alarm is disarmed, do not turn a light on in sienna, but, so here is turned on in sienna, but then choose for light turn off, and then it will turn off. So I think that is the issue on your side, Stefan. I hope that is clear enough. Okay, let's close this. Oh, that's difficult. Okay. And I go back to this screen, and now I go back to this screen. Let's see, I don't see. a response yet from Stefan. Oh yeah, yes, perfect. Okay, great. Thanks. Oh, I'm not sure if that was actually exactly the answer on my question. So yeah, that's the alarm. Actually, what you also can do is that as you can create scenes on the fly. And that is really cool. Maybe I can show you how you do that. So what you then do is, sometimes you want to change the lights, but you want to remember the state that the lights were on at that moment, just before you change the lights. For instance, with an alarm. So let's say your whole house is well, the lights in your house are on, then the alarm goes on, and if you want to turn off if you turn off the alarm, then you want the lights to go back to their previous state. And that is something that you can actually do with scenes on the fly. And if you go, for instance, oh, sorry. So if you go to Home Assistant scenes, scene in Home Assistant. So this is the Home Assistant documentation, as you might all know. And if you scroll down, maybe I can search. That might be, I think I can search on fly. Yeah, creating scenes on the fly. So this is really interesting, and it's definitely something that I'm going to create a video about. I have it already for a long time on my list, but yeah, so many choices, and I really have to choose which thing I will do every week. But this is about creating scenes on the fly. Maybe I can make a short of this. I mean, it's not that difficult, but it is explained here how you can do this. So basically what you can do here is that you can create a scene just before you do something else. And that means that that scene will stay in memory. It won't survive a reboot of Home Assistant, but it stays in memory. And then after you did your thing with the lights, and you want to go back to the status that the lights had before, you can restore that scene. So in this example, you have, let's see if I can explain it. I have to improvise a little bit here because I didn't really prepare this, but it was a good question. So yeah. So what you can do is you have a service. It's called Scene Create. So you can create scenes. Is the screen big enough? Maybe like this. So you can create scenes, and you can give that scene an ID. So you can say, okay, at this moment, I'm going to make a snapshot of the current status of all my lights. And then you say, well, not for all the lights, of all the lights which are in your snapshot entity. So in this case, you're going to create a scene. The scene ID is before, and you have snapshot entities. And in snapshot entities, it's said is that we want to create a snapshot of these lights in this. Well, it's also for the climate, actually. So it's not only lights. It's a snapshot of all the the entities that you want to create a snapshot of. And then you can do something after that. So what you see here is there's a snapshot taken from this climate and this light. And then you get a service light turn off. So we're turning off these ceiling lights. We're going to set the climate differently. And then later on, we are going to turn the snapshot on again by calling service scene turn on and saying, okay, turn on scene before. So what you do is, in short, you create a snapshot, and then later you can retrieve that snapshot and everything is back to normal again. I wanted to create a video about this as, let's say, a follow-up video for the alarm. So when the alarm goes off and all the lights in your house are flashing, that if you deactivate the alarm, that all the lights go back to their normal state. So if you want to do that, check out the Home Assistant documentation, search for scenes, and then within scenes you can search for on the fly, creating scenes on the fly. And then, oh wait, I'll just put it in the chat, why not? This is this might be a very interesting thing for you guys. So it's on the chat. Let's see if I can put it on pinned messages. So that answer took a little bit longer than I expected in the beginning. So let's go through the lists first. Let's see. Yeah. Feel free to send any stuff my way. Yeah, I know. Still not sure what I'm doing with that. To let you guys know, I'm talking with a couple of suppliers of devices to do some sort of giveaway action, that if I get stuff from them and I'm creating a video, that I can do a live stream. And in that live stream, I want to do a live stream somewhere in the future that is a sort of a lottery with all the stuff that I got, and then see, well, try to pick people in that lottery that get that device. The only problem that I have is that I have to do this for all over the world. I create videos all over the world, and yeah, I mean, shipping costs might be a thing. So I'm trying to get the suppliers to pay for the shipping costs. So yeah, I don't think I can send it for free. How to control access to Lovelace dashboards for each user on Home Assistant. Yeah, okay, Benjamin, good question. How to control access to Lovelace dashboards for each user on Home Assistant. I can actually show you that right away. So let's see how we can do that. So there are a couple of things that you can do here. For instance, you can go to settings, and then you can go to dashboards. Let's see if I can make it a little bit bigger. That's not really. So what you can do here is one thing, and that is you can say it's admin only, or and if you want to show the sidebar. So in this case, you can say this Lovelace dashboard is only for administrators or for everybody. But that's not your question, because your question is how to control access to Lovelace dashboard for each user on Home Assistant. That is something that you can do on another place in Home Assistant, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. But first, I wanted to show you that there's a difference between admin only and users, which you probably already know. But what you can also do is you can go to your dashboard, and let's say I'm going to open, well, the specific tab for my son. If I go to the three dots over, oh, you don't see that probably, but on the three dots, can I do this? Oh, this is also not, and you don't see it either. Yeah, so you will see the chat in a minute. So if you go to the three dots over here and click on Edit Dashboard, and then you click on this pencil that you see over here, maybe I should, wait a minute. I'm going to do one little thing. Give me a second. And I have this yellow thing around my poof. Let's see, does this work? Yeah, this is better. So what I just did was, oh, I didn't do that. So then you see the pencil next to the name. And if you click on that, there's an option visibility here. And here you can actually choose which user may see what. So what you can do is you can create one dashboard, and you can create different tabs within that dashboard. And then it can say, okay, only these persons may see this dashboard. So you can do it on admin level, but you can also do it on user level. I hope this this answers your question. Okay. Next one, Santiago. Okay, Santiago. If I'm using a REST sensor in HA and the API call needs a token, how can I make sure the token is fetched before the API call so it doesn't get unauthorized? I really should look into that. I have to investigate that. I don't have a clear answer on that at this moment, Santiago. That's something that I should investigate. Maybe I can write it down. Where is my pencil? Here is my pencil. Well, actually, I can go to the chat later and see that. I don't really have an answer for that. The only thing that I know with tokens and REST is that you need a long-lived token, and that is something that is being generated if you use two-factor authentication for the specific application or website, and then it works. Mr. Super Sidewinder added some Sonoff Zigbee color bulbs and two Aqara sensors, motions and tilt sensor this week. Happy camper. Yeah, great. Always great to have new stuff. I'm going to show you some new stuff either today, and I'm also giving you a premiere today, which is something that I'm not really sure of that I can show you everything of, because there is like an NDA on it, but it is this thing, the Sonoff NSPanel Pro. I got it here, and I'm going to show you a little bit about it, just a little teaser, what you can do with it, and also what you cannot do with it. So yeah, that will be a little bit later. So always, yeah, happy camper if you have new stuff, indeed. Jaap, what was your favorite question from the last AMA? Oh, it's already we have an abbreviation for this. AMA, ask me anything. Wow, I really have to think a little bit about that. What you mean? What you meant with that? Yeah, I think there were multiple questions. I must say the last ask me anything gave me so much energy from you guys. It was so cool to do. I mean, it was the first time that I did a stream. I was always like a little bit like, should I do that? What should I talk about? I didn't really know. It was like, okay, is this something that people are willing to watch? And actually, after the stream was ended, then a lot of people watched that recorded stream too. That was something that I also didn't expect. But anyways, best question was probably, what was my favorite automation in my house? Swamsy, any tips on energy monitoring smart plugs for us in the EU, Sweden for me? I have 2 Blitzwolf right now, but they are not reliable. Oh, that's really interesting, because as you can see, I also use the Blitzwolf ones, and I am very happy with these. You can see that I put a number in that because I give all my plugs a number. So I'm a little bit surprised that they are not reliable for you. I don't know why that is. Let's see. I tried Aqara, but it cannot handle my washer. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, that's of course. So yeah, I can only say that I use that. I see that Jaap is also saying that Shelly is really good, and that is something that I can definitely agree on. Shelly is really good. So yeah, maybe Shelly. Nick. Yeah, good question. Nick Notte asked the question, battery status. I have 4 times in Fibaro multi-sensors, 1 Shelly HNT and a U remote, all battery powered. I want to have a trigger when battery is almost empty. Yeah, that's something that you can do, but actually I'm not sure if you watched my video on the battery status, because if you have if you follow that video and you tweak it a little bit, you will get exactly what you want. The only thing is that a lot of devices are not very I said accurate with the battery with showing the battery level. For instance, these Aqara things here, you know, yeah, okay. I did this, so these. I have, like, I don't know, a lot of these things in my house. They're really small, actually. I'm not sure. Just for you guys to wait. I'm going to open it. Oh. So they are actually really small. I mean, if you see my hand and you see how big these things are, that is really small. And I like small. Okay. That, and here is the little foot that you can place underneath it. These things stay on with the battery on 100% until they die. So they are not so accurate. I must say there is a new version of these things. This is an older version. And I think the newer version might be a little bit better in that. So that's one of the disclaimers that I want to make before I'm going to give you that advice. But with the sensor that I the custom sensor that I created in this video, let's see, where are we? So this is going to be a shameless plug. Sure if I can find it. The channel. So in this video, where is the thing? Oh, that's already an old. Where is my battery sensor video? I cannot find it anymore. Ah, here it is. Low battery sensor. So within this video, it shows how you can create a battery list, but not only a battery list. What I created in there is actually a custom sensor that shows what batteries have a low level, but you can do it for one battery too. And actually, maybe you don't even need this, because if I read your question correctly, basically what this video is showing is a list of batteries that have a lower value than a certain threshold that you set. And what you can do is you can also create an automation on that specific value. So if that wait, I'm going to show you what I mean. So if I go to the developer tools, I'm not sure if you guys ever go to, okay, cancel this. If I go to developer tools and you go to developer tools, is really powerful. So if you, I mean, this is something that you don't start with in the beginning when you start with Home Assistant. But if you are getting a grip on Home Assistant and you want to do more things, get more control, and you are going into creating custom template sensors, then custom sensors, then this is a lifesaver, because you can do so many things in the developer tools that you can test all kinds of stuff. So what I did is that I created a custom sensor, which is called, let's see if I know the name, battery threshold. I think it's low battery list or something. Moments. Low battery devices. So basically what this thing is showing me is all the battery devices that have are below a certain threshold. And now you see that in this case, let's see if I can make it bigger. So you see that kitchen motion sensor 16%, bedroom remote is 21, 41. Well, actually, I think I set the threshold to pretty high. Let's see if I can change this. Go over here. Let me go to helpers. I have a battery threshold in my helpers. So battery threshold. that has a certain value. I mean, I explained this completely in that video, so, but I'm now just want to show you based on your question. Was it Swampy? No, Nick, how you can do that. So I set it to 70%. Let's say I'm going to set it to 10%. So I want to have a warning when my battery, when one of my devices in my house gets a value below 10%. So this is why I have this threshold. Again, this is all explained in this video, how to create your own low battery warning sensor. But so I'm going to set it on to 10%, like that. And now we are going back to the low battery devices. I'm going to refresh this. And now you see that the state gets unavailable. So that actually means that there are no batteries that have a lower value than 10%. So what you can do is you can create an automation. And that automation is going to trigger if the entity low battery devices gets from unavailable to a certain state. And then that certain state is actually the battery that has a lower value. Again, that's explained in the video. It's too much to explain now. But that's how you can do that. And then you can send a message to your phone. There's also a video somewhere in my video list how you can send a message to your phone. That is actually this one, notifications on your phone. So that's the one that you can check for how to create a notification on your phone. Okay, let's go back to here. What's the name of the band you play in? I will get to that later. Shelly, thanks, Sharp. Shelly is your company. Okay. There's no issues in function. Thanks. That explains everything. Oh, there's quite a long discussion going on the power metering plugs. So yeah, and restoring the state is the last thing I'm looking for. Thanks for the tips and links. Okay. Okay. Hi, Vester 1966. I have a question about the audio local media. Is it possible to play your local audio media from the local media folder with your voice over the Google Home speakers? With your voice. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I think you mean that with your voice. Oh, with your voice. Oh, you mean that you can call, you can say, okay, I want this song to play now, which is on your local folder. I haven't tried that actually because I'm only using online music. I do not have music stored on my Home Assistant server. I have it on my NAS, but I didn't look into how to connect to my NAS. I didn't find it yet. I'm actually experimenting a lot with a music assistant lately, and that is it's really cool. But yeah, I really would like to connect it to my NAS, but too many things to do. So yeah, I cannot answer that at the moment. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah. Hello, Sam. Cooker which caused some very consistent. Oh, okay. That's also. Hello. May I ask how you, Gian? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. Sorry if it's not right. May I ask how to create the animated icon in the HA or how to add the animated icon to HA? Whoa, wait a minute. I don't think I have an example of animated icons at the moment. Come on. I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, I know there is a possibility to do that with custom button cards in Hex. So we can look into that. It's a little bit of try out. So let's say if I go to hacks, go to front end, there is this button card. I think it's the button card. I didn't use it. I think you can use it to, for instance, turn these things. Let's see if it's in the manual somewhere. I have seen it somewhere. But maybe I'm on the wrong path here. No, I don't see it. So we can try to find it. Background. No, I would have to look into that. Maybe someone else already implemented it, and it might be in the chat somewhere already. I don't know. What do you do to clean up your entities? Good question, mobile dude. Yeah, something that you need to understand is that you as long as you have an integration in Home Assistant and that integration is still, I'm not sure if I understand your question right, but I will look at it from two sides. So one thing is that if you have your integration in Home Assistant still alive, so if you enabled an integration in Home Assistant, then as long as that integration provides you with entities, then those entities will keep popping up in Home Assistant. Sometimes people think, yeah, but I'm not using it anymore. Why do I see it? So then disable the integration or the device and throw it away. That's one thing. Then the other thing is, what do you do to clean up your entities? Sometimes what I'm now going to show is something that you should really be careful about. And I know I'm not sure if Frank is in this call at this moment in this stream, but he's going to kill me if I tell you this. So you have to be very careful with that. Sometimes you have entities that don't seem to go away, that still stay in your system, and you think, yeah, but I have no integration anymore. Why is this still there? It happened to me in the beginning when I started with Home Assistant. Lately, I don't have it anymore because I'm trying to keep everything as clean as possible. But if you have that, you can do one thing, but this is like a power option. So what you can do there is, and now I have to switch again to this. So let's say I'm going to my config folder of Home Assistant. I imagine that this is really small for you guys, but within the config folder, you have a file, you have a folder which is called .storage. First of all, lots of disclaimers here. You shouldn't go in there. If you don't know what you're doing, don't change anything there, because you can really mess up your system massively there. Because within the storage folder, all the data of, well, not all the data, but a lot of information of Home Assistant is stored there. Also, your entities, your devices, and a lot of more stuff. Normally, you shouldn't have to change anything here, because most of the time the problem lies somewhere else. But if you have an entity that you really cannot remove from your system, then there are two files here that you can edit. And now we are going into YAML. So we have the core device registry and we have the core entity registry. So if you have an entity that is no longer, well, valid, you can edit this file. Let's see, open with Visual Studio Code. And again, you should be very careful doing this. This is where in this file, so in the core entity registry, there are all the entities are registered in here. If you have an entity, and really, okay, I can't say this enough, but if you have an entity that you, for some reason, cannot remove from your system, let's say I have an entity here. Maybe I should search for a simple. Let's see if I can find something that makes sense, that is easy for you guys to understand too. Am I in the correct one? Well, okay. So I have a battery sensor, alarm, motion sensors. That is not the thing that I want. So for instance, I have media player entity here. What I can do is I can remove this and then it's gone. But most of the time, it's not the only thing that you have to do. And it can also be that what you see here is not what actually is what is in the system. So be very careful by doing this. So core entity registry is something that you can edit, but shouldn't edit. But most of the time, first you go to core device registry. And in core device registry, you let's say you have a device that you cannot remove for some reason. And I cannot emphasize enough, you should do this within Home Assistant itself, and not in this case, but sometimes for some reason it can be that you cannot remove it. Then you can remove the device here. So what you have to do is then remove the device from this file, then search for the device ID in here, and then search for that ID also in all the also in this entity registry document, and then remove also all the entities that belong to that device. Anyways, I already told enough about this because it is very complex information, and it is something that you shouldn't really have to do. A lot of good questions, actually, much more questions than the last time. I didn't even show you already things. How late is it? Okay, 5 minutes more, and then I'm going to show some products. Do you have a video showing? Jaap, do you have a video showing how to set up and use a proxy add-on Home Assistant and some other local devices on the network? Let this sink in. And I use a proxy add-on Home Assistant. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean, Jaap. I guess it has something to do with Samba or not. I don't know. Okay, greetings from Finland. Thema, hey. Sevach, is there any way to block? Sevach, you were on holiday, right? Okay. I thought you were on holiday. Okay. Is there any way to block the app for only some pages? For example, to my kids, don't need to see the setting, but I think it's something that has to do from the app DevOps. Sevach, tomorrow, 4 o'clock, you get the answer. The next video is about that. So this is really in time. Okay. You need to measure for this. Okay. Oh. I think I was a little bit fast with my chat. I hope I'm not forgetting people. Let's see. Yeah, let's say Havana. You guys are really talking a lot with each other already. Oh, my daughter is also in there. lekker bezig pap, which is Dutch for good busy dad. That is not good English, by the way. You're doing well. Okay, Bhupesh Kumar, hi, hope you're doing good. For some reason, my ISP netting the private IP allocation giving to me with a public IP address. So port forward isn't working. Is there any suggestion from your side to fix it? I'm not sure what this is something that I didn't came across in the past. So normally you get an external IP address which goes to your router, and then your router gives your PCs a local IP address. I'm not sure why why your PC actually has that external IP address. I'm not a network specialist. I mean, I am in IT for over 30 years, but I was always in software and not in hardware and not in networking. So I'm not really sure what's going on your side. The only thing that I would say is that if you have Windows, for example, if you have Windows, for example, then you can type ipconfig, ifconfig, or in Linux, I'm not sure what system you have, to see what your local IP address is. But if it's external, I don't know, maybe someone else knows what to do there. Battery level was great, but does not see phones. Entity is called something else. Yeah, David. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Battery level works great, but it does not see phones. So you mean that you only see the other devices. And actually, that is also what I created in my video about the battery level. I excluded the phones there. So I did that on purpose because I didn't want to see the phones, but I can show you if you want how you can do that. Again, we are diving into some code here, but I'm trying to do this as simple as possible. Hope that it works. So if I go to, well, let's just, I can open the chat too. So let's see what I can do best here. Studio Code Server. So what I did in this battery level video is that I created a custom sensor to fill, to return a list with devices that have low battery. What you do here, if I go to, and then I have to go to my templates.yaml. Ah, here it is already. Let's see if I can make this a little bit. I don't know how to. Does this work? No, that's not working. I don't know how to make this screen, how to zoom in on this screen at the moment, so I hope you can see it. So this is that whole thing that generates the list of batteries that have a lower battery sensor. Oh, sorry, that have a lower battery value. And what you see here is that it is a little bit difficult to explain, but I explain it in the video quite well, I think. So if you watch that video first, and maybe you understand this too. But actually what I'm doing here is that I'm selecting all the sensors in my system that have a certain, how do you call that? Prerequisite? No, I'm not sure if that's the right word, but have a certain, let's say, state. So what I'm saying here is that I'm looking for all the sensors that have an attribute device class that is defined, an attribute state class that is defined, an attribute device class which is called battery, and an attribute state class which is called measurement. And also where the state is a number. So let's say all the batteries that have a number. If you go to Home Assistant and you go to Developer Tools, and I'm going to states here. Now I can make my screen a little bit bigger. And let's say I'm going to retrieve a battery, bathroom motion sensor battery. So what you see here is the bathroom motion sensor battery. Again, this is the developer tools for people who came in later, which is very handy to first find things before you create your final templates. So you have a battery motion sensor battery. You see the state that it returns is 56. So 56 percent. So this is one of my motion sensors that actually do return a percentage. So these are the attributes. So you see the state class is measurement and the device class is battery. What I'm doing in this code here is that I'm filtering on all the devices that have a device class which is defined, a state class which is defined. So if that means if it's there, so it is there. We have a state class, we have a device class for this specific sensor, and then, oh, wrong page. And then I'm going to say, I only want to see those devices that have a device class, which is called battery, and that have a state class, which is called measurement. So if I go over here, you see that the device class is battery and the state class is measurement. So actually, this sensor is taken into account when you are going through all the sensors to see if the battery status is lower than a certain percentage. Now let's open that for a phone. So I'm going to, let's get my iPhone. Oh God, let's do that differently. Ooh. My name is too short. I think this one. Or is it iPhone? Let's see this one. Yeah. So this is my phone. You see, my phone returns the state home. So I'm at home. You see that I also have attributes here. You might already see that this phone is not taken into account because I am filtering on attributes, device class and state class. They should be in the attributes. So what you see here is there is no state class, no device class here. And that's the reason why your phone is not being returned in that list. So that is the answer to your question. Let's see. Yeah, David. So that's the question, the answer to your question. I hope it's clear. So basically, if you want to have your phones also returned in that list, wait a minute. So if you want to have that the phones also returned in that low battery list, what you have to do is that you have to, if you go to this code, you have to remove. Yeah, this is a little bit difficult. Let's see. Yeah, what you then can do is that you can also include all the devices that have an attribute battery underscore level, and then you have to remove these device classes because the device classes is not, yeah, they are not in there. I hope I'm a little bit clear about that. Otherwise it's a little bit too much information for other people, and I want to go to all the questions. So, where was I? What a lot of questions. Okay, let's first show you some things, some products. Let's do a different thing for a moment. So I got a lot of products sent to me, and so let's see, where shall I start with? Okay, you probably all know this one. That is, and I think a lot of people from you do use this thing, which is called a Zigbee stick of Sonoff, which is the, let's say, the old version, because there is a new version. So this is the old version, which is working quite well together with ZHA and Zigbee to MQTT. But Sonoff now came with a new version. That's this one. And this one is looking a little bit differently. So I'm going to show you that. I thought maybe it's a good idea to, the unboxing things, do it in a stream and do the tutorials in the videos. Because, yeah, unboxing is, I'm not sure if that is interesting. And this is also being recorded so everybody can see that. So now you see the difference between the two. I do have a little bit, not very much light here. But anyways, so you see this one is a little bit smaller than this one. This is the well, old one. It's not old, but this is the new one. But the thing is that this thing has a totally different chip on board. So it is working with a different chip. And for that reason, Zigbee to MQTT is saying we are not, well, it is experimental at the moment. It's not totally supported. Now, what I did is I tested this thing, this new one. Actually, I tested it yesterday or so. And I tested it with the Edge version of Zigbee to MQTT. You have the, okay, where are we? Ooh. Go away. So you have, if you go to settings and go to add-ons, then you have Zigbee to MQ. Oh, that is not handy that my face is in there. And now you don't see it anymore. Oh yeah. So you have Zigbee to MQTT, and you also have the Edge version of Zigbee to MQTT. So if you're wondering what is the Edge version and why should I use it, you don't really need it. I mean, it is like the beta version of Zigbee to MQTT to stay on the bleeding edge of things. And that means that a lot of new functionalities are already in there, which will be released every time when a new version of Zigbee to MQTT is there. And I like to be on that edge to see if, well, new things are working. I get a lot of new things sent to me, so that's why I use the Edge version. And actually, I had quite a little, well, nasty bug in Zigbee to MQTT a couple of weeks ago. That when I rebooted Home Assistant, that all the lights went on, which was luckily not. I was luckily not the only one who had that problem. And then the developer of Zigbee to MQTT changed that, and he said, "Okay, can you test it? It's in Edge." And okay, I did that. So, anyways, so I tested this thing with the Edge version, and wait, I'm going to. Give me one moment. I'm going to create a little bit more light here. Is this doing anything? Not really, is it? Okay. Now, a little bit more light, maybe. Anyways, this thing, I tested it with Zigbee to MQTT, and it worked. So I was pretty happy about it. It worked for some use cases, but I'm not. So for I paired some devices with it, and it worked, but it didn't support all the devices. For instance, I got sent. Where is the thing? Oh, where is it? Where is it? Is it here? Yeah. So I got this thing sent to me from a client of mine in the UK. It's a company that sends that creates smart home products and sells smart home products, Ajax Online, and it is a smart vibration sensor. And that smart vibration sensor was so it's really small. It's like, give me a second. Then you get a little bit of an idea how big it is. So that is a Zigbee sensor, and I thought, okay, that's a nice use case. I can try to to work with the new Sonoff stick and see if I can pair this device to that, because this device is also not well, quite new. And well, in Zigbee to MQTT it didn't work. Well, it saw the device because Zigbee to MQTT sees everything that is Zigbee, but it was not supported yet. So I thought, okay, let's try it in ZHA with this stick and this device, and it worked in ZHA. So I think it won't be long until this new Sonoff stick is being supported by Zigbee to MQTT and ZHA officially. So that is one of the things that I wanted to show. But if you want to be sure and you need to buy a stick at the moment, buy this one. I don't think, I haven't seen it yet. I didn't try it yet either. So I haven't seen it yet, and I didn't try it yet either. If there is an wrong one. If there is already a firmware update for this, so that it supports more devices, because I think at the moment it's there's something online that it supports like 30 or 40 devices, which is of course not that much. For this one, there is already an update so that it supports 200 devices, and I guess an update for this one will also be there somewhere in the future. It might be already there and that I haven't seen it, but yeah, I mean, my time is also limited. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show in these two things. Now, let's go to the chat a little bit more. David, your question on a VM, if USB input audio, I don't know. I didn't test that use case, so I cannot answer that. Sorry. Yeah, do you have a dashboard on a wall-mounted tablet, and can you show it to us? Yeah, but not here. I mean, then I have to get it somewhere. But actually, a little bit of a teaser. Watch the video tomorrow at 4 o'clock, because that has a lot to do with your question, Jaap. And I must say, yeah, so this is, I'm really excited, guys. I really am, because what I did, you might have noticed that okay, let's put this all aside. You might have noticed that, I'm doing these videos already, I think over 2 years. But there was 1 year that I didn't do a lot because I had a very big assignment and there was no energy left to do this. I totally regret that, because yeah, it would be nicer, and then I would have learned already a lot of things that I now, I am learning. And what I did, and this is a little bit of a background, you cannot see this. I might create a video, maybe a small one, to show you guys what this environment looks like. But I worked with with software which is called Camtasia, and Camtasia seems like very nice software to edit videos. The nice thing about Camtasia is that when you record a video, you can record your camera and the screen at the same time, and it's being saved as separate entities. That is really cool. And it's really cool because when you're editing, then you can sync that quite easily. The other thing which is also handy is that afterwards you can change the let's say the cursor. So create like this yellow thing around it, and you can even change the path of the cursor. So I was really happy with that software, and I worked with that, but it was, it was like a little bit entry level. Hey, make it work. Great that you are there. Sorry that I'm responding so late. Anyways, great that you're there. So I used that for quite a while, but I was really, struggling with it because it is like entry level software, and it works for a lot of people very nice, but you don't have so many things to tweak. And now I thought, okay, I hear so much about DaVinci Resolve. Let's try that. You can download it for free. So actually, if you want to create your own videos, try that. Download DaVinci Resolve. It's free. You can create videos with it, and I mean, it's going to cost money if you want to do like more advanced things, but you can create great videos with it. And I just went through an enormous rabbit hole. I bought this thing for my videos. Where is it? So I bought this thing. This is like a video editor where you can edit your videos with, and that saves so much time. But also, you can create so brilliant, great videos. Afterwards, you can do everything with the color of your videos, with the audio. I mean, obviously, uh, you have seen that I am into music. Um I will explain a little bit more. Somebody asked me what's the name of the band that I'm playing in, so I will go to that shortly. But so you can afterwards really edit these things, and probably you guys already seen that the quality of the videos is getting better. So the video that I'm going to publish tomorrow at 4 o'clock, uh, Central European time again. Um, you will probably see that also that quality is better. So it's really helping me to create better videos for you. So yeah, I'm really stoked about this software. Sorry, I had to tell that. About the music, what's the name of the band you play in? Hacho Gonzalez. I'm not playing in a band anymore. I played in a lot of bands. Also, most of the time, bands that created their own songs. So I'm also a songwriter. Um, but the thing is, and this is a little bit of a personal story. Not sure how far I will go in telling this, but actually, in 2019 is somewhere far in the future. I will not make it until 2019. But in 2019, I had a very bad motorcycle accident. I almost died. So there was a lot of things were broken. And the doctors had a really hard time fixing it. I had like 8 or 9 surgeries to get everything well, sort of that everything works. So and at that time I was like, okay, I had so much contact with the health services that I thought I want to do something for people too. I don't want to work only with computers anymore. So I decided to pick up a study and started to study to become a music therapist, and that is basically someone who is helping people with mental issues, or older people, or children with autism, or people that are, well, there's something that they cannot really live with, or is difficult for them, um, to help them with music to communicate about their feelings, and to make them better. So that's why you see all this stuff here, because this is my studio, and it's also the place where I can help people with those issues. And actually, this whole channel is something that I now also use to fund that, because I have to do a study of 4 years of it. I still have to do 2 years, and yeah, so that's the whole music part. So I hope that was clear. So many questions. Okay, Sevach, I have a question about remote control HA, and what's the safest way other than Nabu Casa? Yeah, I understand that question. And if you're planning to do some videos about it, I'm not sure if I want to do that because this other guy that you probably know, Everything Smart Home, just created a perfect video for this. I think it was his. Let's just see if we can find it. Probably you all are subscribed to his channel too, and if you're not, do that. Subscribe to the channel of Lewis, because this is also a very, very good channel. Let's go to his channel. Let's go to videos. I think, yeah, here, the easiest free way to do home assistant remote. And that is a very, very good video that where he explains how you can do that, and also that it's really safe. I have a different way. I also do not use Nabu Casa, shame on me, but I support the developers straight away. So I sponsor them through GitHub. But of course, Nabu Casa is a very very good way, and you are supporting the developers. I mean, we are all using this brilliant piece of free software. Support those guys. This also makes sure that you will get new updates, and this software will stay maintained. So yeah, I would say go to Everything Smart Home and watch his video, the easiest way, free way to do a home assistant remote. So the fact that he just created, the fact that he just created that video is something that I don't think that I should create a new video then, if he already did that. Let's see. Hey. Hey, Rich, great to see you, man. So glad Mobile Dude asked the cleaning up entities. Yeah, but be very careful with it. Great, make it work. Yeah, it's nice that you're here. Is there a way to control access to side menu also for each user? Benjamin, is there a way to control access to side menu also for each user? Sort of. Watch my video of tomorrow. I explain it there, but it's not for each user, but it is for, if you are an admin, then you can see the side panel. If you're not an admin, then you cannot see the side panel. Good tip. And yes, we need to be very cautious. Okay, so I'm catching up with the chat, guys. Do not try this at home. Yeah. Which platform is more stable from your experience, Zigbee or Bluetooth? Justin, hello. May I ask which platform is more stable from your experience, Zigbee or Bluetooth? Well, I only have experience with Zigbee because I only use Zigbee. I do not have any Bluetooth devices. And that's mostly because of the fact that my studio where I am in now is not very well. It is part of my house, but it is like the farthest away from. Is that really a good word? Farthest away. Anyways, so that is really far away from the rest of my house, and then Bluetooth is not really working for me. So I prefer Zigbee. Let's see. Maybe use duct tape. Yeah. Good busy, yeah. Zigbee has been rock solid for me. Bluetooth is coming. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys do know if you actually do you watch the release parties on the first Wednesday of the month? If you don't know that, Home Assistant has a release party every first Wednesday of the month, and the Wednesday before that, so a week before that, the beta comes out. I have put my Home Assistant in beta status so that I can, get the beta updates. I can show you where you can do that. So let's go over here. Yeah, Lewis, we've seen you now. So if you go to settings, and I think it is in system, and I think it is in, I'm not sure if it's updates. Yeah, so you go to settings, then you go to system, and then you go to updates. Then you have the three dots over here. And if you click on those three dots, you can see, you can enter the beta channel or leave the beta channel. So I entered the beta channel. So this means that if new betas come out, I get that. I like living on the edge. So my production environment is, well, open for betas, because I also do beta testing for Home Assistant. And I personally think that the most, I say that the most issues that you come across are on your production environment. If I do it on a test environment, I actually have to, do things there to make sure that something breaks. And if I do it on my production environment, it breaks or it doesn't break, and while I am working with it. So that's why I have the beta open. So a week before the new release, the beta goes, the beta releases are being released. So if you want to be on that too, then go to the of make sure that you are also part of the beta channel. That was really bad English. Okay, well, let's do another product. Let's do that. Let's do that one product that I wanted to show you. Here we go. Ta-da. There is an NDA on this, so I cannot, I mean, I think it's next Monday, this Monday, this product, the NSPanel Pro, is going to be sold worldwide. So then it will be available starting Monday. A lot of YouTubers that do things for Home Assistant or for Smart Home already got this sent to their house, including me, like 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, to start testing with it. And I already started testing with it. There are some really nice features that I don't think that are secret now, because let's see if I can open the site. So the site is already there, with the information about the NS panel, and all what it all can do. One of the nice things of it is that it is not something that you just, I mean, you can put it in the wall, but they also have like a case mount that you can put it in, so that you can place it on a desk or somewhere. So you don't really need to put it on the wall. There are quite some nice features in here, and I have to be careful with what I'm saying, but I think I can say a lot already. I'm going to show you the product in a minute or a little bit. But one of the things is that it's also a Zigbee hub. So it has a Zigbee on board, and I thought it was already here. Product insights. Let's see. Oh, no. So I'm not sure what I may or may not say. So I have to a little bit be careful. Oh, yeah, here. So it says built-in Zigbee gateway. And another thing is what they are saying is that it is more easy to connect this one to Home Assistant than the old one, which is this one. This was the old version. Let's open it up. Give me a second. Oops. So this is the old version. This was, oh, sorry about that. Ooh, that's a shiny light. So this is the old version. I bricked mine. I tried to flash it because I wanted to create a tutorial about it with a very nice interface, which I don't think anybody else showed before. But yeah, I bricked it in the process, and I didn't have time to fix that. I think I can fix it, but okay. So this is the old one. Let's move this out of the way a bit because it's too much light for it. This is the old one, and this. Oh, so, and this is the new one. So yeah, you immediately see that you don't have these buttons anymore. These were buttons to turn on and turn off lights, and in the new version, which is this device, it doesn't have those buttons. It's only a touchscreen, and so I tried working with it a little bit. I must say that I didn't have a lot of time to look into it, and that's also because I heard some information from other guys that do things with this, like Bearded Tinker. I'm not sure if you know him. Really nice guy. Follow his channel. He's a little bit more technical than I am. I'm more focusing on people that start with Home Assistant, and I'm just trying to flatten the curve. But anyways, he already taught me some things about this. What I try to do is what you can do. For instance, let's see, where is the button? You can add a device, and then you can click on Start Pairing, and then you can start to pair Zigbee devices to it. That would be awesome if it worked for every Zigbee device. But what I see is that it's with the Zigbee devices that I tested, it's not working. And probably it's because of the fact that it only accepts Zigbee devices from Sonoff. I asked them this question. I didn't get an answer yet. So that was like a screeching halt at that moment for me. Okay, I'm doing everything upside down here, so that's a little bit difficult. So there's it looks like a very nice device. It should be possible to connect it to Home Assistant. It is sort of possible, but it's not doing what I want, because what I actually would want with this thing is that I can put it somewhere in my house and use as a controller for Home Assistant, for turning on lights or turning off lights, or at least well, see some information from Home Assistant on this thing. And it doesn't seem to have that at this moment. But I must say, this is the first software that is on there. So it might be that it changes. I asked Sonoff all these questions. Okay, guys, how can I connect Home Assistant to it? And there's still not enough answers. Answers. I guess a lot of YouTubers are looking at this thing right now, testing it, trying to flash it, see what happens. So I imagine that this Monday, a lot of people will, well, come with a video about this thing. So keep your YouTube inside. But it looks really nice. It works really smooth, but I couldn't. Well, for me, it's still like only the device. I couldn't connect anything to it. But I have to say, I just looked at it for like 1.5 hours or so. So there is probably a lot more to see on this thing. So yeah, that's about the NSPanel Pro. Then another really nice device that I another really nice device that I got. Okay, any questions about the NSPanel Pro? Let's see. Oh, thank you, Stefan. Thank you for your sponsorship. That's really nice. And Sevach also. Oh, I missed all this, guys. Let's see if there were questions about. Oh, really great. Thanks, guys. And also thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please do me a favor. It's all about subscriptions on YouTube. I know. Subscribe to my channel. Always trying to. Well, it seems like we have to beg for that, and I don't really want to do that. But anyways, yeah, we won't tell anyone. Yeah. Yeah, I think, guys, you're right. You have 3 NS panels and love the buttons. Yeah, I was also missing the buttons, actually. I was like, oh, where are the buttons gone? And I see you have ESP Home on them. I'm really curious how you managed to get ESP Home on this thing, because what this is exactly what I tried to do. I tried to flash ESP Home on it, and for some reason it didn't work, and now I get some sort of message that it's missing some sort of interface. I don't know what's going on. I tried it multiple times. I also read it on internet, that other people had that too, and they had to flash it multiple times to get it right. But yeah, that for me it didn't work, so I probably did something wrong. One has to make an Android firmware for it. Yeah, guys, I think so too. There will be someone who will create firmware for this thing, definitely, and probably it will be hacked in no time. And indeed, the Sonoff website states it works well with Home Assistant. Well, I didn't. Okay, it's also that I didn't have the time. But I also know that other people looked into that, and I've seen the interface, and it is limited to just getting some information from, as far as I know, from the NSPanel Pro itself, and not something that you can use that it is like a new device to control your Home Assistant devices. As far as I know at this moment, but there is like a big disclaimer here that I didn't have all the time yet to look into it. Yeah, I know, guys, it was not so hard. There's lots of videos about it. I tried to find it, but I couldn't. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Oh, thanks, Rich, for the heads up, for saying that. Yeah, it's really that's something Rich is saying here. Ex Bell serviceman. That's Rich. I know him sort of personally. So we talked to each other a couple of times. He is one of my patrons, and patrons get early access to my video. So that's why he already saw the video that will come tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So yeah, he sponsors me, and then I try to give something back. Okay, let's go. Ooh, oh my God, duct tape. I've seen that. Oh yeah. So I was talking about the release party that was there last Wednesday, or this Wednesday. Yeah, how do you say that? This Wednesday. And let me know if you were there. One of the big things that was displayed over there was the new Bluetooth functionality, which is really cool. Because if you have like a Bluetooth dongle in your Home Assistant server, then it will automatically detect all the Bluetooth devices that are there in your house, and you can easily connect that. So it's a really big step, because Bluetooth was broken in 2022.7. As far as I think it was 2.7, and now they fixed it, but they really rocked it. So if you have Bluetooth devices like the Mi Flora or other Bluetooth devices, it's just about connecting to sensors. So it has nothing to do with audio or sending audio. It's just about connecting to sensors and reading these sensors. So if you have these Mi Flora things, or you have this the Bluetooth temperature sensors with the display on it, then that works pretty nice. So yeah, that's about that Bluetooth thing. Another really great thing that was shown there is the repairs, which I really love. Not going to tell you a lot about it. The only thing is there is now a new option here, which is called repairs. If you go to settings and then system, you have an option repairs here, and that's so there's currently no repairs available, and that means that my system is healthy. What the really nice thing about this is, and I think they did a tremendous job again, is that as soon as a new version of Home Assistant is being released, you always have in the release notes in the bottom part you have like breaking changes, and you have things that will be deprecated in a couple of months. And if you have those things installed, you don't have to go through all these release notes breaking change things anymore, but you will see it in this option repairs. You will get a list. I cannot show it now. Oh, yeah. I sorry, I thought I wasn't sharing my screen. Um, I cannot show it now because I fixed already everything. But then you get a message here like there's something that is not right and you have to fix it. But that's not the only thing. They are also telling you how to fix it. So that is so super user friendly. In my case, I had one thing that was not correct, and that was my Google Calendar integration. So my Google Calendar integration was still in my configuration.yaml. While there was while there was an integration created for it. So I got a message here that said, okay, you still have information in your configuration.yaml, which is deprecated. That information is already um, moved to the integration in Home Assistant, and you can remove these lines from your configuration.yaml. I think that is totally awesome that they created this. For me, the repairs and Bluetooth was the best thing. So, okay. Mm. Hey Tony, nice to found the time to come to this stream. Let's see what the questions are. Just give me a second. Yeah, Jaap. Jaap asked the question, what kind of device would you recommend to detect if there's a mail in the mailbox? A contact sensor, vibration sensor, any specific device? Okay, I'm going to do a shameless plug again. Let's go to my channel videos. So already a long time ago, I created this video. So that's a year ago. That's you've got mail and Home Assistant tutorial to get a message if you get a mail in your. Oh wait, sorry, I'm not sharing my screen. So you got mail and Home Assistant. Oh, so I'm explaining here. Oh wow, see that beard. Actually, when I watch my older videos, I'm like sometimes really ashamed that I put those in the mailbox. But I can show you a little bit of the beginning. I don't think you will hear this. So what happens here is if I open the mailbox, I get okay, so I get a message on my Google Home. I get a message in Home Assistant, and I get a message on my phone. So that's what this video is about. And what I did in the beginning, this question from Jaap, what he wants to, what the best sensor is for this mailbox. Maybe you can see it even if I'm timing it right. Let's see. I can do it. Yeah, there it is. It worked. So what you see here is an Aqara Door sensor. So what I added, I just put this Aqara Door sensor within my mailbox. That works very well in my case. but there is a downside, and that's why I want to actually replace this with another sensor, because as you can see, the bigger part of this sensor is inside the, yeah, I'm not sure how you call this in English, but inside the mailbox. And sometimes when the mailman or the mailwoman comes, they cannot put bigger envelopes through it because this is in the way. And then I was, okay, that is not really handy, because then they have to ring my ring doorbell, and and then I have to get to the door. So it works really nice, but I'm really thinking about exchanging it for this thing here, which I just shown, for the vibrate with a vibration sensor, and then just stick that vibration sensor. Oh, where is it? Stick that vibration sensor in here, and then I think I'll be fine. But I have to test it, how well it works. I must say this vibration sensor was very accurate. But yeah, I still have to test that. So yeah. Yeah, that was Jaap's question. Hello. What Zigbee smart plug with consumption monitoring do you recommend? AU socket. Alexandru. I just showed that already, but I will show you again. That's this one, the Blitzwolf. Oh, there's a hair here. We don't want hairs. So that's the Blitzwolf that I use for it. It's very reliable. It's Zigbee, which I really like. I prefer Zigbee over Wi-Fi, um, and yeah, I would say this one is. I'm not sure which model it is. Let's see. Can I see which model it is? SHP13 is this, and I think you also have the SHP15 that can, I think, have more power. So the Blitzwolf, that's the one that I would recommend. I'm so looking forward to the video. Yeah. Sleep a night. Patrick. I'm not sure how to pronounce it correct. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correct. I used Habitat but switched to Home Assistant. In Habitat, there's a mode that can be day, evening, night, and away. It was very good to use as conditions in automation. Is there anything similar in HA? Oh, Stefan, thank you. Stefan just sent me a Patreon. It's just, yeah, Stefan, great. I just see here that I got a Patreon sponsorship from you. Really nice. And Justin also, thank you, to become a silver smart home junkie. This is something that you see. The welcome to silver smart home junkie is if you join my channel and then you sponsor me too, and you make it possible for me to do this. But I'm not going to say that too much, because then it might be annoying, and I don't want to annoy you. So oh yeah, Patrick. Yeah, I understand your question. It's a very good question. Day, evening, light, and away. It's not something which is there by default, but what you can do in Home Assistant is that you can create your own custom sensors, and you have to build that with template sensors. I also have a video about that. Here we go again. Oh man, no, go away. Where are we? Wait a minute. So that is this video. Maybe I should just, it's a better idea if I, so that's this one. Can I, let's just open it.
We created it on chat.
Okay, so that's this one. It's about templates and custom sensors. I'll put it in the chat. So I just added that in the chat. Oh, yeah, thanks. Oh man, there's so many things happening here now. I'm getting crazy. Thank you, Jaap. Really nice. Thanks for supporting me. So that templates and custom sensors video that I just put the link to is explaining exactly how templates and custom sensors work. I do have to say one thing is that the way how you save sensors in the modern way is a little bit different than how I show it in that video, but this is still supported and it will stay supported, so don't worry. There's other videos that I explain the other way of saving them, but it's not a big deal. But what you can do is that you can create a custom sensor that returns the state, the current state. So that returns, for instance, if it's day or if it's night, or if you are away. Or well, away is actually a state that you can see by default in Home Assistant. That is something that I can show you. Product presentation, this one. So away is something that you can see. For instance, if you go to the state for my let's see if I can find it. So I have person entities over here. So if I go to settings people, I have the persons here, the people here, and those people return a state if they are home or if they are away. If you connect, well, this is a bug, but okay, that's a known bug in Home Assistant. If you connect your tracking devices to it. So if you go to, in this case, I will show it through the developer mode again. So for instance, I am currently home. So what you see is that my state is now home. Okay, and my girlfriend is not at home. So if I will, oh, my screen is too. Wow. Okay. So you see that her state is on not home because she's not here. So that is how you can see the state difference between away and home. So that is already there, but you can also create custom sensors to for instance say, okay, it is morning, or it's in the afternoon, or it's in the evening, or it's during the day, or it's during the night, something that you can build yourself. So if you had that in Habitat before, you can do that in Home Assistant, and you can create a sensor yourself for that. Actually, I think it's a very good question, and it's something that I will create a video about it pretty soon, because this is something that I can imagine that a lot of people want to. So I'm going to state of day video. So I wrote it down, and I will create a video how to create actually something like that, and how you can use automations to be triggered on those states. Okay, next question. Where am I? Mesh, that's all Bluetooth. I'm a fan of Zigbee. Yes, indeed. Zigbee is for me also very good. Zigbee is not that expensive. I mean, we are getting Meta now, and Thread, and all these things are coming. Yeah, we have to see how that is going to work, and if people are going to buy it, and how it all will look in the end. Okay, I scrolled for some reason. Habitat. Okay, here I am. I'm back. Tilt sensor worked perfectly. In mailbox, no signal. Yeah, Mr. Super Sidewinder. I really like your name, Super Sidewinder. Very cool. It is somewhere familiar. I'm not sure what Super Sidewinder is actually, but shall we look it up? No, we're not doing that. So yeah, if you have, you're right. It's a cage of Faraday. The mail. If you have a mailbox that is from metal, then it is a cage of Faraday. But what you might be able to do, is to make some sort of contact sensor on the outside. But it might be that you, sorry about that. Yeah, maybe a vibration sensor works best then, but then put it on a place where it cannot get wet. Trying to build a wall panel. Okay, Tony, I'm trying to build a wall panel dashboard. How do I display my Lovelace without the top and sidebar menus now that the kiosk integration is deprecated? Tony, I have a surprise for you. It's not deprecated. You will see it tomorrow. So watch my video 4 o'clock tomorrow Central European time. It's so crazy. I mean, I come up with an idea of a video and then you guys start asking questions and it is answered in that video tomorrow. It's like so timely. That's how can it be? That must be some coincidence, or there's like a higher power sending all these questions to me before you guys even ask them. Wow. Okay. Where am I? What's in my drink? Maybe it's because I work a lot with people that have mental issues, that you get a little bit mental yourself. I don't know. You are immortalized. Oh man, I really have to catch up with the chats. I see answers here that were like ages ago in this stream already talked about. Google time of day, shortcuts, free editor. Oh, mobile dude, need to go. Yeah, sorry, probably you're already gone now, but thanks anyway. If you are watching, this is recorded, so thanks for stepping by. Yeah, videos will still exist in 2090, as long as I keep them online. Yes, it's I don't know. I hope so. Big respect, Ed. Thank you, Savor. That's probably about a change of that I'm going to work for, help mental people, people with mental issues. Wow, you cannot say that. Can I rewind this for somewhere? Is there like a rewind button somewhere here that I can rewind this what I just said? That's the thing with streaming, right? That's, you sometimes say things and then you think, ooh, I couldn't say. I can't say that. Anyways, okay, a lot of answers about the time of day already. Created my own dashboard with a display Lovelace without the top and sidebar menus. Yeah, since time of day, I should have a Nabu Casa subscription. So it's also for my test setup. Yeah, so Sevach, I already answered that. The video of everything smart home is there, which can help you. Yeah, how to, Benjamin, how to integrate Google Assistant without using Nabu Casa. I did that. What I did is that I used DuckDNS, sorry, I have to keep talking English here. DuckDNS with reverse proxy. And there was a video, I did this like 2 years ago. There is a video about it. I'm going to search this now because there is a lady that explains that. And she did that pretty well, I must say. Wait, I'm going to do that differently. One moment. I think I will. Give me a second here. Bookmarks. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I found it. So that is
Hi guys, Jenny here again. Finally, sorry,
that
it's been
is
a while
this
since the last
video.
video.
It is really an old.
Today I
Oh,
want to talk about DuckDNS.
shut up. Sorry. So this is quite an old video, but it totally works. I will put it in the link. So this is something else how you can if I put it in the chat, sorry. This is a different way how you can set up Home Assistant using DuckDNS and Reverse Proxy, and also make sure that Google is working with it. So this is a way how you can work with it. There's also the video of everything smart home that that I put in the chat somewhere. The link to it. No, not. I don't think I put it in there. Let's just put it in there too. Why not? I mean, it's a nice guy. You have to help. What am I doing? We have to help each other a little bit. So that is this video. I think it's really good video.
Quite a few different remote access solutions for Home Assistant in the past, either through.
So I will give you guys this link too. So if you want to try that out, do that. But I must say, and I really mean it, if you want to keep using this platform for a long while, go for Nabu Casa or support developers straight away through their GitHub, which is the route that I follow. Okay. So that was that question. For Benjamin. Thanks, Savor. Here's another NSPanel. Brick it, brick it at. Yeah, I'm very good in breaking things. Good night, Justin. Oh my God. Okay, maybe I should go from bottom to top with questions. So then I'm a little bit more into time. I'm really going through everything after that, so don't worry. Stefan, about your mailbox solution, it's quite easy to modify an Aqara door sensor. You can have the contact sensor itself in another place and move the big box. Yes, that's definitely true. You can do that. There are videos about it. I think I had that. No, it's not. It was not a video. It was. I think I have a link to that. Let me search a little bit more. Give me a second. Uh, mm, Aqara Door sensor. But I cannot really find it anymore. But there are different tutorials where you can find how you can hack the Aqara door sensor. So that is this moment. So that is this sensor, this door sensor. This is still in a sealed box, but anyways, you can open it. There's a little switch. Yeah, it's. I'm not sure what the name is. I thought it was something with a reed or something, but there's a switch, a thing in there that you can take out and then attach two other cables to it. Look it up. I don't have the link here. Maybe someone else has it, but that will really help you indeed. Reed switch. Yeah, so it was something with reeds indeed. Thank you, Stefan, and thank you, Rich, for pointing that out. Okay, you are the smart home prophet. You are the smart home prophet. Maybe I missed something. Oh, prophet. You mean prophet, like the person? No, my screen is not frozen. The person that is telling everything about it or something. I don't know. What is the HA improvement you would like to see most? Well, multiple things actually. But you know, I'm part of the creators network, which means that we are in close contact with the developers, and we have meetings during the month talking about Home Assistant and how to improve Home Assistant. And they always ask us what they still can improve. So what our vision is, also based on what we hear from you guys actually. Because we are more in close contact with you. And the other thing is that's also kind of a weird thing, is that suppliers tend to send a lot of products to YouTube guys, but not to the developer self. So, and that's because the suppliers want, they want us to talk about their stuff. Anyways, one of the things that I would really like is, and I asked them already before, is that you can indicate on a device or on each entity if that device or entity must be part of the history in Home Assistant, so that it will be recorded in the recorder. The thing is that if you install Home Assistant from scratch, all the events are being recorded in the recorder, which is a lot. And that means that especially for people that just start with Home Assistant, and a lot of people still use SD cards, is that you get a lot of writing and reading on an SD card or an SSD or whatever. So there's a lot going on there. And you can exclude entities from that. Or you can say, I only want these entities to be part of the recorder. And that's actually the way how I do it. So if you look at my installation, and if I go to Studio Code Server, and I go to my configuration.yaml, then you see here the recorder settings. I cannot make this bigger, sorry guys, but you see here the recorder settings, and then you see that I have all the entities noted here that I want to record, and other entities I do not want to record. So it's already a long list, but it's a lot smaller than the total amount of entities, and which means that my system is not doing so many read and write actions. So this is something that we still have to do in configuration.yaml, and I think it would be really nice if you can do that in the interface of Home Assistant itself. So just saying, okay, I want to see the history of this entity, or I do not want to see the history of this entity. And maybe you can say for a whole device, I do not want to see the history of all the entities of this device, and then later just turn one entity on for that device. So that is the thing that I would like to see in Home Assistant as a new thing. Benjamin, thanks a lot. Okay, I'm waiting for the drag and drop function. Yeah, Jack, that is a running gag actually. That is something that we are laughing about a lot in meetings. It's always like someone saying, "Yeah, what do you want new? Yeah, drag and drop. We want drag and drop. Everybody wants drag and drop, but it's not simple. It's not simple to do the drag and drop thing. I know that Drain's dashboard has it, and he did a tremendous job in creating that. But there are some caveats in that. So I don't think drag and drop will be there shortly, to be honest. We are talking about it a lot, but I don't think it will be there in a short time. Joined in late. Sorry, wanted to know what is your way of controlling AC with HA? Yeah, Nadav. Good question. I have two ACs in my house. I have one. Yeah, you cannot see it, but it's there. It's there, which is really nice. And that's an old one. So let's see if I can. Give me a second. Okay, I probably killed something in my installation now, but well, anything for you guys. So What I use for that? Oh, this one is already okay. So what I use to control my AC is actually this thing. I hope it's a little bit visible. If you, by the way, if you see my hands trembling, I have a condition which is called a tremor. So that's for me, my hands are always trembling. But so it's not. So this thing is a Broadlink Mini. So it's a remote that sends, I think, well, for my AC, I needed infrared. So this sends infrared signals, and you can create automations and scripts that sends the correct signal to your AC or to your TV or to whatever thing you need. And what's really nice is that you can, maybe I can show you. This is going to be a little bit interesting to show. I think I have a script somewhere. This might be something that I. Oh, wait, I have to go to scripts first. Yeah, what is the name? Oh, yeah. So I created some couple of scripts. So well, maybe this is okay. Little tutorial here. Um, ta, 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 ta. So you have this thing, and what you need to do is you have a remote. One moment. So this is. So this is the remote of my one of my air conditionings. This is a dumb remote. So it just sends infrared signals, and yeah, uh, a lot of more modern ACs have a Wi-Fi module in it. So my other one that I have in my bedroom has a Wi-Fi module, and that's something that I can easily connect with. But this was a challenge because this one doesn't have Wi-Fi. So I bought this thing, the Broadlink remote. No, sorry, Broadlink RM Mini, I think it is called that way. And so what you need to do is you have to teach this thing what the command is. The commands are from this remote. From this remote, and you can do that in Home Assistant. So if you go to Home Assistant, you can create a script. And what I did is I created scripts to learn certain commands. I must say that it was a long time ago that I created this, so I have to see if I. Okay, it's learn commands. Okay, so for instance, I have this learn air conditioning mode cool. If I open that, then there is a service remote learn command. What happens if I run this script? Then this thing, this Broadlink, will start blinking, and then I send. Oh wait, I have to change. Sorry, guys. So if I run that script, then this LED will start blinking. And then at that moment, I have to send the command from the old remote to this one. At that moment, this one picks up the command from the old remote, and it is stored in Home Assistant, and then Home Assistant knows, oh, okay, so this command means on off, for example, or this means cool. And then later you can create an automation or a script that sends that same command, because the command is stored in here. So I have say that command. So I said that command is called mode cool. I learned that, and then later I can use this mode cool command to send that information to my air conditioning. Now I must say this was quite some time ago, so I have to see if I can. switch modes. For instance, I have to see if this is the correct. Yeah, I think this is the one. This is one that toggles the power. So what I did is to give you some information about that. So again, I learned through this Broadlink remote. I learned the commands of the old dumb remote to Home Assistant. So I sent the on-off signal. I sent the on-off signal to this thing. This thing is connected to Home Assistant, and then Home Assistant knows, okay, on-off is this signal, and then you go create an automation. In this case, air conditioning switch modes. Oh, whoa! This is something. I'm not sure if you guys can still follow me, but I have a certain way of doing things with automations which not everybody does, but it's really powerful, and I'm going to show you now. So this is again a mini tutorial within this whole stream. So I have to go one step back. So what I normally do is that I make a lot of use of helpers. So for instance, I have a helper for my air conditioning power. So I have a helper here, air conditioning power, and it's an input boolean, and I can turn it off and I can turn it on. So if I click on this, then I can turn on and off my my air conditioning. And I'm not sure if it's. Oh yeah, this is of course not working now because this remote is not connected now. So I'm going to connect it first back to the power so that it's going to work. One moment. It might be that I broke it now, but anyways, it will give you an idea. So basically, what I often do is that I create on-off buttons as a helper. So I'm not doing that in the automation itself. I'm creating helpers to turn things on and off. And the powerful thing about this is, and actually, yes, I do have a video about this too. So again, go to my channel and I will show you again where that is. One moment, videos. I will put it in the chat, because if you get the idea of this, is really going to help you. This is really powerful. Where is it? Combine buttons and automations. That was like big thing with. Okay, let's go here. Go to. So that is this link. So watch that. That will explain a lot. So what I'm doing is that I create helpers that switch on and off, and then create an automation that acts on the status of that helper. So what is really cool about this part is that you can, let's say, daisy chain different automations or scripts. So what you, for instance, you can say in a script, you can say, switch this helper, then automatically an automation kicks in because that helper is switched. And within that automation, you can switch another helper, and then another automation is switched automatically. And then in that automation, you can also switch another helper. And that way you daisy change different automations. And then you can, trigger all kinds of things by just triggering one thing. And then automatically, it's like a snowball effect. So automatically, helpers are being switched on and off, and automations are acting on that, and you get some sort of intelligent system. And what the nice thing about this is that you can make your automations like this small, that they have a specific function and they always act on that on a helper, that you can connect how do I explain this simple? So that if you have, let's say you have an automation that turns on a certain light, you can, if that light has to be turned on by multiple automations, then every time in all those automations, you have to say, turn on that light, turn on that light, turn on that light. But you don't want that. Actually, you just want one automation that turns on that light. And then in other automations, you can just say, switch that helper. And then that automation that turns on that light is going to, is being triggered. This is a simple example, but it can be much complexer, much more complex. Well, you get the idea. So for or not, but so our air conditioning power here, that is this this button. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I hear a beep. You hear the beep. So now it's turned off, and now you see that's turned off or turned on. And actually, what I'm doing is just switching a helper. The nice thing about this is that you can create a button that switches that helper, and then based on that helper, an automation is being triggered that does the thing that it needs to do. So this way you can combine buttons with automations, which is that video about. So I hope you understand why I'm telling this, because it's a really powerful way of doing things. So now, if I go to settings and then I go to automations and scenes, and I go to my AC automation, air conditioning, sorry, toggle power, and I open this, what you see here is toggle power. So what is this doing? There's a trigger, and this is also about trigger IDs. I have a video about trigger IDs too. I'm not going to share that. You know my channel. You can find it. So I have trigger IDs. I have a trigger here, air conditioning power, if it goes from off to on. So if my entity, my helper, is going from off to on, then the trigger ID is power on. And if my helper is going from on to off, then I have the trigger ID power off. And then when I go to actions, I create a choose action. And within that choose action, I can have different options. So I have one option and I have another option, option 2. So if I go to option 1, it's saying triggered by power on. So if my helper is triggered to on, then call service remote send command air conditioning power on. Dus, wow, that's Dutch. Sorry, guys. So this is how this works. I hope I was a little bit clear. It's so much information to take in, but if you really want to see it, go watch my video on that I just shared, and also the video on trigger IDs. I also created a short video that takes, I think it's 1 minute and 45 seconds, that explains trigger IDs in short, so that you know a little bit about that. So let's go over to the next topic. I didn't even show all the things that I have here, but there's so many good questions. I feel that it's important to help you guys with that, so that tomorrow, Sunday, you will be all day developing new automations and new things in Home Assistant, and at 4 o'clock CET, you watch the video for tomorrow. I really need helpers. Had no idea it existed. Great one. Had to add for the service every automation I built. Yeah, Nadav, that's definitely, helpers are so helpful. But RM4C Pro supposedly not supported in HA, but mine works fine. Yeah, I don't know. You mean from now? Sevach, you're not going to sleep probably. But you have holiday anyway. Even let's see, how late is it? Okay. Yeah, you keep on asking questions. I think I need to plan another meeting, another stream in 2 weeks. But let's see. I'm just going to pick some questions out of this. So that was the question about air conditioning. A link to that IR device, please. Yes, Rich, I can do that totally. But let's see. Yeah, maybe I have to do it in a later stage. So I'm not going to send. Where is the mini? I think this is the one. I think this is the one. One moment. Give me one more second. Where am I? Almost there. That's not right. There it is. There's the link. Okay, let's see. Read switch yet? That I already answered. Just hacking the sensor. Do you have experience with cheap NFC stickers and Home Assistant? No, I don't. Kupoli. No, sorry, I don't. I didn't try that yet. Okay, just pick some things out of this. A Nuki lock. I don't have. Yeah, okay. I don't have a smart lock, to be honest. I'm still a little bit. I don't know. Well, the fact is, I have. The thing is that I have multiple locks on my doors. So if I want to use a smart lock, then I have to change my door so that all those locks will be opened with only one key, and I have multiple keys. It's the same key, but it's not. I mean, it's not connected to each other. The connection points in the door. Yeah, the sides of the door. So that's why I don't have a smart lock. So I don't know if I know there are fingerprint readers. But I haven't tried that yet, Nadov. So sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So maybe I can just show a couple of things more. I just wanted to show you one thing more, and then let's call it a day after that. I mean, we're already like talking for 2 hours and 16 minutes. So let's go over to this product presentation thingy. Because what I got from someone, and that was really nice, is this little button. And it's really small. See, this is my hand, and this is the button. And it's a really nice button because it has multiple functions. You can press on it once. You can hold it. Oh, sorry. You can press on it once. You can hold it. You can double press it. But you can also turn it. I'm not sure if it's visible, but you can turn it to right and to left. You probably already hear something in the background because I got this sent to me by a customer, um, because he wanted to do something with it, and I was not sure if that would work. This thing is Zigbee. It is this smart knob, and it is Zigbee. And I do think that there's also, yeah, there's also a Bluetooth. Oh, okay, sorry guys, it's upside down. So it's Zigbee, but there's also a Bluetooth version of it, and it's also in white as far as I can see. Anyways, I tried this thing, and I was in the beginning. I was like, What should I do with this?" I mean, it's a knob, and I mean, smart home is not about knobs. It's about doing things automatically. So it's not about uh, pressing buttons, but make your house this intelligent that it knows where you are and acts upon that, or it knows what you're doing and acts upon that. That's what I think is really smart, and not replacing normal buttons with Zigbee buttons. So I was like, But then I found a use case. Okay, use case, a used cage. Okay. So I've it's getting late. Oh, and my voice is breaking up. So I found a use case for this, which is really nice, because what we have in Home Assistant is this. We have Music Assistant, and Music Assistant. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger, then you don't see all the things on the back. So I can put on a radio. Oh, it's really loud. Anyways, you can hear it now. And then I can use this, push it, and the music is stops. I can double push it, and the okay, I double pushed it, and then the music will go louder. But what I can also do is use the dial for the volume. So the volume is going down now by just dialing in and out. I'm not sure if you hear this, because this microphone is really, direct to my voice. Oh. So that was actually quite a oh, stop. um, so that was actually quite a nice use case for this thing. And I was like, okay, this is a nice button to have in your house to connect to multiple to all your speakers. And if you're somewhere in the house and you want to turn the volume on louder or softer, then this is a good thing. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this well, no, I'm going to show you the automation that I created for this thing, and then that's the last thing for today. Then we talked for 2.5 hours, and I think that's more than enough for now. So I'm going to show you that a little bit. So we go to settings, then we go to automations and scenes, and I have created an automation called Media Player Control Office Nest Mini. That's this one. So I am controlling a Nest Mini. I see here Smart Knob seems to be functionally the same as IKEA Trot-free symphonic volume controller. Yeah, that can be Reese. I don't know. I don't have that thing, but yeah, I'm not sure how big that is either. I think this is sets you back for about the same price, 15 to 18. Oh wait, this thing will set you back also for like 15 to $18, I think. Which I thought it was a little bit expensive, but it does have a lot of function. And also, what it also has is in ZHA, it works. I correct? No, sorry. In Zigbee to MQTT, it has these functions that I just told you. But if you have ZHA, it shows more functions. So it also has a function for slow dial and fast dial. I have to say, I tested that slow dial and fast dial, but that didn't really respond very nice. So I think that is not. Yeah, there were some iffy things on it. But anyways, this is the automation. So I have a trigger ID button pressed, which is this Tuya Smart Knob trigger single action. Okay, it's Tuya, but I didn't use Tuya. I connected it to my Combi 2 stick, but that also works. So single action. So the trigger is a single action. That's a single push. Then I have button hold. Trigger is hold action. Then I have rotated right. Trigger is rotate right action. So these are the actions that you see in this thing. Um, rotate left action, and we have the double click, which is the trigger double action. Then we go to actions. Actually, it's quite a little bit too big. So if the button is pressed, what I'm doing then is I'm going to say media player mute volume, and that is my Nest Mini in the office. If the trigger is rotate right, then I'm going to call a service media player turn up volume, and from the Nest Mini office, well, I think you get the rest. Triggered by rotated left is media player turn down volume. If I do double click, then I call a service media player mute volume, and then I'm going to mute yeah. Oh, sorry, that's not true. Sorry, I have to say if I do double click, then I say media mute volume. But this was the trick. You have to say set muted to true or false. So in this case, I'm setting it to false, and this is triggered by button hold, media player turn off. Oh yeah, I also did that to really turn off the whole media player if I turn it off. So it should now turn off. Okie dokie. So yeah, I would say, guys, thank you so much for oh, where am I? Sorry. Thank you so much. Oh, something is going wrong here. I think. Give me a second. Thank you so much for for being here, for supporting me. Um, well, I hope you guys got something, learned something from this, and that I could help you. Uh, I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Watch my video tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central European time. It's the best video I created this far. Um, I personally think it's quality-wise the best video, but also it's really it's a nice subject. I will try to create more videos every week, and I will do a stream very in the near future. Thank you for all your wonderful stream. Great that you wow. Thank you guys. So much love. Yeah. I'm very glad. I'm very glad that I could do this for you and that you took the time to watch this, and also the people that supported me during this stream. Thank you, and bye bye. Okay, that was not working. You. I wanted to make an end page with credits and stuff, and it doesn't work. Okay, so this is the blooper of this video. Thank you guys. I'll be going. See you next time. Bye bye. How do you stop this? Help. Yeah, it was rolling, but it was just showing not. It was not showing what was in there. Not showing the people. I wanted to. I hope that everybody was automatically in there, but still things to improve. See you next time. Bye.